to the morning sports briefing here on Wednesday, the 19th of May. Hi, I'm Paul, and I'll be your host this morning. In the news today, we'll be chatting about cricket with the Test series against England coming up. We've got news in the A-League, as well as basketball news as well. The Giro d'Italia is taking place currently, and in the cycling, we've got netball results to catch up on, as well as golf. This is your best way to start the day up with all the important sports news. First off, an apology, folks, that I missed yesterday, Tuesday, the 18th of May. That was my birthday, and I decided I would have a lie-in. We are an independent production, and there is just me basically doing this. If you would like to support me in this, then please do head over to patreon.com/NZ Sport Radio. As I say, so a break. We have had over 400 of these shows now. I think I've missed about 5 days or in that time. So not a bad record, I really think. So anyway, let's enough self-congratulations. Let's move on to the netball. In the netball, we had two games on Monday. The Tactics and the Mystics fought out a real tight game. The Tactics just sneaking that one at 64-63. The Magic versus the Stars, Northern Stars was not as close. The Stars taking that one at 61-49. What does that mean for the table then? Well, the Stars are top of the table with 5 wins from their 5 games, so that comfortable win there. Ahead of the Mystics and the Steel, who've got 3 wins from their 5 games, and the Main and Tactics on 2. Central Pulse and the Magic there with 1 game at the bottom. So everyone has got a win this season, which is great to see. They will be back in action this coming weekend on Sunday, and 2 games on Monday, with the Pulse hoping to stop the Stars in their winning streak on Sunday. Moving on then to the basketball, and in the NBA, we are into the regular season has come to a completion. And unfortunately for the Pelicans, they finished the season with a loss to the Lakers, 110-98, and will not be taking part in the postseason. First off, we have what's called the play-in tournament, where 4 teams from each conference are fighting it out for the final 2 places in the playoffs. Today, we'll see the Pacers take on the Hornets, and the Celtics take on the Wizards. Tomorrow, the Grizzlies will take on the Spurs, and the Lakers will take on the Warriors. Obviously, I'll be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, bringing you up to date with those results. Over in the NBL, and we had 1 game on Monday where the Wildcats beat the bottom of the table Taipans 89-78, and yesterday the Melbourne United really showed their credentials at the top of the table by beating the Hawks 102-87. So the 2 winning teams there, the Melbourne United and the Wildcats, are still first and second in the table, a long way ahead of the rest of the teams. There's a 5 points or 5 wins gap back to the Melbourne Phoenix in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in 3rd place. The Breakers still, unfortunately, down in 8th, second from bottom. In the Sal's NBL, we've not had any action to be up to date with. They will be next in action on the 20th of May. So tomorrow, with 3 games, with the Nelson Giants taking on the Canterbury Rams, Taranaki Mountaineers against Hawke's Bay Hawks, and Wellington Saints against Franklin Bulls. So a busy day with the basketball there tomorrow. Moving on to the cycling, and in the Giro d'Italia, today is a rest day, but yesterday, Bora Hansgrove really made the race difficult to set up their sprinter, Peter Sagan, for the final. Another sprinter took a flyer, which made him work for it, but he got over the line and got the win. Peter Sagan, one of the sprinters who can get over the climbs better than most, and his team did a very good job getting rid of the other sprinters to make his life a bit easier at the end there, but he still had to work for that win. As I say, the rest day today in the Giro d'Italia before they get back into action with 2 more weeks worth of racing still to go in that Grand Tour. Moving on to the A-League, and don't forget the Knicks newsletter will be in action this evening at 9 p.m. So join them for their show. There has been some signing news as Clayton Lewis signs on for 2 more years with the Phoenix. Unfortunately, Ulysses Davila will be moving over to MacArthur FC at the end of the season. And I'm sure the boys will have plenty to say about all of that this evening at 9 p.m. Over in the NRL, and the Standoff show is in action. Will be this evening at 8 p.m. Bring you all your NRL news. So again, join Brad and Richie at 8 p.m. this evening for the Standoff show. In the golf, and the AT&T Byron Nelson took place at the weekend. Unfortunately, both our golfers, Wilkinson and Lee, Danny Lee, both missed the cut in that one. It's finished with HK Lee of South Korea winning that one at 25 under par. Next up, we have the PGA Championship, the second major of the year. We're putting together a special preview for that. I've got our expert guest coming in, and that'll be a for your ears only show for supporters of New Zealand Sports Radio. Head over to patreon.com/NZ Sports Radio to sign up for that. And I say that one will be coming out on Thursday, our preview for the PGA Championship taking place this weekend. On the European Tour, it was the British Masters that finished, and Bland won a playoff there ahead of Migolzi from Italy. We had one representative in that one, with Geary finished in 62nd place at 1 over par. So good on him for that one. The LPGA took a break this weekend. For all your rugby news, we had the Driving Maul show last night, having a big chat about Kieran Reid's retirement and also the Silver Lake deal investment into New Zealand rugby. So you can catch that recording either as video on our Facebook and YouTube pages, or also as a podcast. Just head out, just search for New Zealand Sports Radio on your favourite podcatcher. You have now started the day the best way with all the important sports news. Sorry, no, not you have not. I've just some cricket news ahead of the Test series against England. The 2 Test series, which we start on the 2nd of June. The players are now in Southampton. Unfortunately, they can't train together until the end of next week due to COVID isolation rules. And that's also the venue where the World Test Championship will be taking place against India as well at the end of June. So the players are there. England have selected a couple of rookies for the first test, uncapped in Bracey and Robinson. Archer is also out with an elbow injury, unfortunately for him. So all gearing up towards those test matches ahead of the World Test Championship. You have now started the day the best way to be with all the important sports news. Don't forget, this evening we have the Standoff show at 8 p.m. and the Knicks newsletter at 9 p.m. And also I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with the morning sports briefing.